Hello, welcome to this lecture video. I'm Teacher Melai and let's talk about the Polya's 4 steps in problem solving and at the same time, the problem solving strategies. So this is the outline is still in our main topic, problem solving and reasoning. So this was again, as mentioned also in other videos presented in all other parts of this topic. So here, our focus as mentioned is the one in highlight the Polya's 4 steps in problem solving and the problem solving strategies. So who is Polya? So this is the pictures of George Polya. So he was born in 1887 and died in 1985. So he was born in Hungary and moved to the United States in 1940. So the basic problem strategy that Polya advocated consisted of 4 steps. And what are those steps? So first is to understand the problem, followed by devise a plan. Number 3 is carry out the plan. And the last one is review the solution. So for this step 1, understand the problem. This is actually asking if can you restate the problems in your own words? Can you determine what is known about these types of problems? And also, is there missing informations and is there missing extraneous information? So you will be also be able to determine if there are missing information for you to compute the data, or there are extraneous informations or extra numbers or given in the information, not in the problem, not needed for you to compute for the problem. And of course, what is the goal? For number 2, this is devise a plan. In devising for a plan, you are actually making use of the different problem solving strategies. So here is the list of the most common problem solving strategies used in mathematics. So we have make a list of the known information, make a list of information that is needed. You can also draw a diagram, make an organized list that shows all the possibilities, and make a table or a chart. So here, actually, the type of strategy that you will use sometimes is depends on, it actually depends on the nature of the problem. So some problems requires you to draw a diagram in such a way that you can visualize it and then you can figure out what is the solution in the given problem. Okay, next. Let us also consider all other. So we have the work backwards, try to solve similar but simpler problem. So look for a pattern, to write an equation if necessary, and to define what each variables represents. And then you can also perform an experiment or to guess at a solution and then check your result. Also using indirect reasoning. So these are the list of the most commonly used strategies in problem solving. So if the strategy that you use is of course fitted for you to come up with an answer, so the more that you're going to get the correct answer. So next is step number 3, carry out the plan. So you have to perform now what is the plan or what strategy are you going to use for you to solve the problem. So you have to work carefully to keep an accurate and neat record of all your attempts and to realize that some of your initial plans will not work and that you may have to devise another plan or modify your existing plan. So at times when you use the or when you come up with the last step to review your answers and then you found that the answer seems wrong, So you have to go back again to the first step. So you can review, or two, you can also work backwards. Okay, next, this is the fourth step to review the solution. So you have to review your solution to ensure that the solution is consistent with the facts of the problems, to interpret the solution in the next context of the problem, and also to ask yourself whether there are generalizations of the solution that could apply to other problems. Okay, let's have an example. So this example is draw a diagram. Okay, so this is a trigonometry problem. So if points P, Q, and R are the centers of the circles, and the circles have radii of 3, 4, 5, respectively, what is the perimeter of the triangle PQR? So of course, when you read the problem, you have now to consider the four steps. So what are the things, or maybe you can come up with what are the givens in the problem. So if you still recall your GRESA method, so that's actually the method that being presented to you in elementary. So to find the given, and then what is required. So the given and the required are actually part of the first step to understand the problem. Or equation, if it in case that you have to apply equation, so that's actually devising a plan. And then solution, so you have to do your plan or execute your plan, and answer, of course, that is now your solution, or the final answer rather. Okay, so understand the problem. So what do you understand about the problem? So we have the given that the radii of the circles are 3, 4, and 5. And then you are required, you are required, what is required is for you to get the perimeter. So you are required to get the perimeter of the triangle by connecting your line, or rather the centers P, Q, and R. So what is the plan? So possible plan is to use a diagram. So we have to carry out the plan. So this is the diagram. So we have here three circles, and then the radii 3, 5, and 4. And of course, you have to consider what is the formula of the perimeter. And then compute the answer. That's 3 times 2 plus 5 times 2 plus 4 times 2 is equal to 24 units. Or you can also add, so as you can see in the figure, 3 plus 5 is 8, 5 plus 4 is 9, 3 plus 4 is equal to 7. So you can also add 7 plus 8 plus 9. Okay, so since after reviewing, you think that the answer is correct, then that's your final answer. So it's 24 units. Example number 2. So if you have 3 pants, 2 t-shirts, and 2 pairs of shoes, how many different combinations can you make? So this is topic in the fundamental counting techniques. If you have 3 pants, 2 t-shirts, and 2 pairs of shoes, how many different combinations can you make? So to understand the problem, so we have, of course, to consider the given in the problem. So we have 3 pants, 2 t-shirts, and 2 pairs of shoes. And what is required is the number of combinations. So design a plan. So possible plan is listing. So design number 3 is, of course, step number 3. So let us replace that part to carry out the plan. So if you will carry out the plan, so what is now the listed combination? So it can be that P1 will be paired with, pants 1 will be paired with t-shirt 1 and will be paired with shoe 1. Or pants 1 will be paired with t-shirt 1 but it will be paired with shoe 2 or pants 2. So you will just repeat the process until you, of course, get all or you have listed all possible combinations. And then you have to review the solution and find out if you miss something. So to determine for the number of combinations, you have to count for the number of combinations you have listed. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So there are 12 combinations. So aside from that, so let us replace this. So aside from that, what if instead of doing the listing method, what you use is to use a diagram. So it is also possible to use a diagram, whatever is, of course, easier for you. So we have here P1, P2, P3, T1, and T2, S1, and S2. So we have to draw a line connecting P1 to T1 to indicate that P1 will be paired with T1 and T1 can be paired with S1. Or P1 will be paired with T1 and will be paired by SO. And count all combinations for you to come up with the answer. So after that, again, you have to review the solutions if you did not miss anything or if this makes sense when you go back to the problem. Is this the question? Is this the answer rather to the question asked? So there are 12 combinations. So aside from this method, if you are also familiar with the equations or the formula, you can also apply formula. So that's also a strategy. So if you know the formula, that when we are dealing with this kind of problem, all you need to do is to count for the number of all possible result for pants, for t-shirts, and for pairs of shoes. So that is 3, 2, and 2. So the formula here is 3 times 2 times 2, which is 3 times 2, 6. 6 times 2 is equal to 12 combinations. So it depends. If you cannot, of course, recall for that formula, then you can go back to listing method or all other methods that will help you to answer the problem. Okay, so these are my references. Thank you for watching.